Right. Good morning, everyone. Florida time. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while, so just get just straight to the point. Today, I want to talk about F1 visa interview. So, first and foremost, congratulations to everyone who have had the admission, your funding, and you are preparing for your visa interview. I want to say congratulations to you, and I pray it's going to go out well for you. However, you need to know how to answer some of the very likely questions I'll be asked you. And one of the questions is about your plans after graduation. So if the visa official asks you, what are your plans after graduation? What are you meant to tell the visa official? What are you meant to tell the VO? Remember, the visa official, when asking this question, is trying to gauge your intentions after graduation. If your intention is to stay in the United States or to come back to your home country, let's say Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, for example, or China or India, you have to understand that the category of the visa you're applying for is a non-immigrant visa. It's a non-immigrant visa, and what that means is that you are not migrating. You are just going for study for a certain period of time. Let's say a master's program, 2 years, a PhD program, 5 years. Okay, and what that means is that at the expiration of your study, you are expected to come back to your home country, and that is what that's legally, that is what the category of the visa is. You're expected to come back to your home country, and when you will give a response to your answer questions, when you give answers to the questions that will be asked you, you are expected to answer according to that category. Okay, you're expected to answer according to that category, according to what is expected of an F1 applicant. So an F1 applicant or an F1 visa is generally a non-immigrant visa, so you are expected to come back to Nigeria. So any response you will give, let it reflect the fact that you are coming back to your home country. And these are some of the ways you can even prove home ties. I've had people ask me questions, how can I prove home ties? These are some of the ways you can even prove home ties by responding to the question intelligently about what your plans will be after graduation. So, number one thing, tie it back to your home country. When you tie it back to your home country, you are really showing the VO that yes, these are part of my home ties. These are some of the reasons I have to come back to Nigeria. For example, let's say you are going for a PhD in, let's say, mathematics, and the VO is asking you, what are your plans after graduation? It's not the time to say, oh, I want to enter Wall Street and become one of the best financial whatever in the United States, or to become one of the best brokers in the United States, and I'll do part of the Wall Street this, Wall Street that. That is not the time to say that. It's the time to say, oh, I'm coming back to Nigeria to join my alma mater as a lecturer. If you have done something with your alma mater before, mention it. Let's say, oh, when I was there for my undergraduate study, I was an assistant, I was a teaching assistant to Professor XYZ, and we have plans to even publish some more papers to do this together. So when I come back after my PhD program, I will have that requirement to be an assistant lecturer, an assistant professor in the Department of Mathematics, University of Ibadan. So I'll tie it back. Or you studied, you did something engineering, and then you've been eyeing a particular position in your, let's say you work in Shell, and then you just tell them, oh, I currently work as an XYZ Shell company, the oil company, blah blah blah. When I finish my program, I will already have the requirement necessary to step into a new role, which is, then you mention that role, and you mention what that means for you. It means you now have people under you, you have higher pay, you have this and that. Mention those things. Those will sound like, oh, this person really he has a reason to come back to the country, real benefit. Now, let's say you are currently working with an NGO, and then what you are going to do, let's say something that has to do with social work, blah blah blah. You simply mention it that, oh, you are coming back to continue your role as this and that, or to be able to you're coming back to this NGO so that you become a program manager for so mention the branches that you have, maybe so that you can become a coordinator for the West African region, this and that, because this study, what you are going to study, will enable you to be able to do X, Y, Z. So basically, what you want to do is to be able to tie it back to your country, tie it back to the job you are applying or you are currently doing or you are eyeing that you want to apply for. Okay, tie it back to this thing. Now, somebody may be asking, these are some of the common questions I've seen before. Someone may be asking, I'm currently not doing anything related to that, so what I'm trying to study. Let's say you are currently doing tailoring, and then you want to go and study biochemistry. Okay, want to go and do biochemistry, and then you are currently doing tailoring. You don't really have anything, so you can first some of the things you can try to do is to be able to have the perfect job, the ideal job you are eyeing. Okay, for example, what do biochemists do? If you study biochemistry, you can work in a lab, you can work as a researcher in institutes, let's say International Tropical IIT, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture. Or let's say you can work in some other prestigious institutes that have their location either in Nigeria or in Africa generally, or West Africa or wherever. So you must be able to say it that okay, that your intention, mention your intention of studying biochemistry. They mention that you have the goal of working with an organization like International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, which has its headquarters in blah 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 in Ibadan or something somewhere, and mention the things you think you can do there. Even though you are currently not doing anything there, you used your passion for biochemistry to talk about that, okay, to introduce your talk into where you want to go. So those are some of the things you can do. You can link what you are trying to do to what you will love to work or where you love to work. You can also link the current role you have in your place of job with what the next thing you want to do will be. Okay, and then link it to why you are studying what you are studying. So these are common strategies which you can actually use. What you don't want to say is to remain in the United States. The VO is canceling it straight away. Okay, because according to the visa category, you are meant to return to your home country. And let me take some questions here. Um, so Jefferson, you're asking your videos and advice helped me a lot. I've been US for a year now. You're an F2, your wife is an F1 working on a PhD. Your wife applied for a B2 and I now just have to wait while she continues her PhD. Yes, Jefferson, the thing we do most in the United States is just to wait. It's just to wait. It's just to wait. Okay. It's just to wait. It's just to wait. So Jefferson, that's just the thing. You just have to wait. That's just all you have to do. Okay. You just wait. You wait it out. That's just what you definitely have to do. You just wait it out. But I'm not sure you're asking a question there. If you are still asking a question, please still write it so that I can know the exact question you are asking. But yes, you just have to wait that because there's really nothing you can do other than wait it out. Okay. In Chem, you're saying Jefferson would love to connect with me. That's fine, Jefferson. You can shoot me a message. I'm available. You can search for my email here or just shoot me a message. The easiest way is to connect via Twitter. Just send me a DM. I will see it. Once I see your name, mention you're from YouTube, I will respond to you as soon as I see it. In Chem, you're asking, love to throw more light on application regarding those who finish medical related courses. So I'm not sure the exact question you are asking. If you are saying those who finish medical related courses in the United States, you are talking about at the graduate level. If that is what you are talking about, yes, it depends on your plan. Whatever your plans are, after graduating, there is a program called OPT which you can take advantage of and then gain experience in your field. Okay. and search for a job, gain experience in your field. But if it's in Nigeria, of course, definitely there are opportunities in Nigeria. So depending on what that field is, just so you said in Nigeria. So it depends on what that field is. For example, let's say biochemistry. I know some biochemists work in. Uh, oh, sorry. Now your question is how to make applications. Okay, so you finish medical related courses in Nigeria, then you are trying to make applications to study in the US, if I'm correct. That's what you're trying to ask, Inkem. Ikem? Mary Rose, yeah. If that is your question, sure, sure. I have tons of videos which I've made here on YouTube talking about how you can study in the United States. Very easy, very, very. When I mean very easy, just in quotes, it's like there are parts to it. So, how do you study in the United States? Basically, first thing is to identify the course you want to do. For example, let's say what course did this course study in, Ken? Let's just use you as an example. What course did you study in? Let's just say you studied biochemistry, for example. I've been using biochemistry because my wife studied biochemistry. So let's say you study biochemistry, for example, and you want to do your master's physiotherapy. You study physiotherapy. So you want to do your master's in the United States. First thing is to see what are the courses available, to identify the courses you can do as a physiotherapist, or you can do your master's or PhD in which course in many medical related field. So identify those fields where you can do your master's or PhD. And next thing, search for schools that have that program in the United States. Okay, so let's say you are interested in doing, let's even give an example, physiotherapy, you are interested in doing public health. Let's say you are interested in public health. Next thing, search for schools in the United States that are doing public health. In fact, one of the videos I made some times ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I can't remember, one of the videos I made is on schools that have public health. I listed some of like 10 schools that have public health with full funding. So search online, try to find schools with public health in the United States. Okay, so just type public health assistantships, because in the United States, the scholarships you are interested in are usually in the form of assistantships. Okay, so for example, just type in on Google public health assistantship. Let me even demonstrate. Let me share my screen and demonstrate something. Uh, Let me share my screen. La 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 la. Uh, I'm trying to share my screen so that you can see me demonstrate this. Uh, so, public health, public health assistantship. So, public health assistantships. That is what I type. Now you can see different. I'm not really interested in those that are sponsored. Okay, what I'm interested in, for example, this is your own school, University of Florida. Now, why I had to type assistantship is to actually to allow Google or whatever the search engine you are using to show me results that include assistantship, because that is what I'm interested in. So nice, you start seeing different schools, things they have. The next thing you want to do is to you're asking question about GRE, is GRE necessary, blah blah blah. That is what we have to find out from each of the schools. So you've seen public health PhD. Okay. So in applying, if you click applying, you'll be able to see some of the what do you call it now? Some of the requirements. Okay, you see different concentration, public health, environmental health, blah blah and blah, so you can learn more about the concentrations and the likes. Let me use a very popular one. Let me use chemistry for example. Let me use chemistry. So this is one school, Ball State University, graduate assistantship in the Department of Chemistry. You see it. You see compensation benefit. They pay stipend of 15,000 per year. Responsibility how to apply. So what I'm trying to see here is to look for the what do you call it now? The requirements. The requirements. So you'll be able to find requirements somewhere here. I'm trying to look for no, it can be difficult for to find for some. Let me look for another school. Yeah, University of Florida. Okay, so this is some of their not this one. Um, I'm looking for something very fast just to show you. Okay, research grad assistantship. Okay, I just have to find it. Let me look at it here. Admissions. If we go to admissions, international students. Okay, good. I found it here. International student. So these are the things you need, for example, in this school. Resume. Now they have English requirement, letters of recommendation, transcripts that you have to upload. So, in Chem, you were asking about GRE. For example, in this school, they said optional. GRE scores are optional in this school. Some schools will not make it optional. So you have to look for each of the schools and see what their requirements are to see if they're optional or not, if they're requesting for it or not. So some of you have to really find for issues because it differs from each school, and no one can give you a clear cut answer like that. Okay, so, Peter, you are asking, how do you get an F2 if your relationship get consummated after beginning PhD in the United States? Oh, like if you get married after starting your PhD in the United States. Oh, that's fine. So you're already in the United States, your wife is in Nigeria, and then you want to get your F2 for your wife. Yeah. So all you simply need to do is to get your international office to create your I-20, F2 I-20 for your wife. Okay. Once the I-20 is created for your wife, um, you of course for the I-20 to be created for your wife, they will need a proof of financial resources that you guys have the resources to cater for her or for your both yourselves when she comes around. So they will need either the bank statement or something. Some schools would say 4,000, some will say 5,000, some will say 6,000, depending on where you are. And once you get the I-20 for your wife, you send it to her or she's sent to her. And then you start the process for the visa applications. As simple as that. I have videos that I've done on this channel talking about how to get your F2 visa and the likes. It will be a beautiful thing for you, Peter, to check it out. You will learn a lot there. You'll learn a lot there. Did that answer your question? I want to believe so. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. If there are no questions, I just want to say thank you for joining the channel today. Thank you for joining in. If I want to say subscribe, if you have not subscribed to this channel before, please subscribe before you leave. Make sure you subscribe. Don't leave without subscribing. I'll try to be more regular this time around. Maybe if we can do maybe weekly, something like that. I'll try and see how I would do it. Do I engage in mentorship? Um, I will talk more about that later, right? Application guide. I most of the application guides I have are in form of my YouTube channel, or you go to some of my tweets. Check my pinned tweets on Twitter. Check my pinned tweet. Under the tweet, there are lots of guides under it. A lot of things you can get there. Of course, as time moves on, I will still compress everything into a readable format and the likes. We have a pending discussion. True, I'll check it. I'll check. I will check. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in today. God bless you. Real good. Have a nice time.